Amigos, estoy con un hombre extraordinario que es un gurú de la tecnología, se llama Terry Brock y él dice que you live in planet Earth, I understand, ¿no? O sea,
Yes, that's correct.
vives en el planeta. Terry, what brings you here? ¿Qué es lo que te trae aquí a México?
I'm here today because of Alain Mente is having a conference with IBM tomorrow. And we're going to talk about the wonders of opportunities for businesses to connect in a new way, using the cloud, using mobility, looking at security issues that are there, and social media. The kinds of things that are happening today are better than ever before, along with another tool called big data that gives you the ability to look at a massive amount of information that we couldn't see before. And now with the right tools, we can crunch those numbers down to say, oh, look at this, there's a correlation between that and that. Every time this happens, that happens, and we didn't know that before. But now with the right tools and the right analytics, we can see things that are obscured before, and it's better than ever.
So that means that we're going to have the power to see a lot of things that in the past just passed us by without being possibly seen, and now through technology, things are going to be subject to more control,
Yes.
to better application of administration or whatever, to an efficient system that can lead us to a better way of living, right?
Yeah, if we use it properly. And as an example, for instance, in New York City, they were noticing that there was a lot of crime in particular areas, and they couldn't figure out why. And then they started throwing in lots of data that they didn't know was related, like the weather. When was the payday? Was it a Friday? What was the weather like? Et cetera. And they found that on certain combinations of the right weather combination, there would be more crime in a particular area. So when they saw that now in the future coming, they could say, ooh, it's coming. They just put an extra few horsemen, police that are on horses there.
To specific places in which
Yes.
they had the information too. Is that the
It
theory
would
of the
just-
chaos? There's a theory in mathematics that has to do with the chaos.
Mhm.
Everything is supposed to be interrelated, and it started
Yes.
with the climate, right?
Yes, exactly.
Everything is, I mean, you cannot focus only on the climate in New York, but it's an overall area that ends up being the whole world, no?
Yes.
So if you apply the mathematical algorithms to it, then you can reach to specific results that in other times you just couldn't see.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like for instance in medicine, by now using the concepts of big data, we're able to see, one doctor caring for a patient will try the best they can using the right drugs and this, but they can sometimes misdirect. They might not know. But now we're seeing thousands of doctors around the world compiling data, being able to put it together, and they start seeing correlations that they never knew possible. That when it has this kind of blood pressure and this history of heart disease, this drug does or doesn't work. And they can find things now that we didn't know before. The opportunities are huge, and we're just beginning on this.
I remember my father interviewing Werner von Braun, who was the father of aeronautics at that time.
Yeah, from Germany.
From Germany.
It was in Huntsville, Alabama.
That's correct. And when he was asked about the role of computers at that time with a flight, von Braun said, if we didn't have the technology nowadays, that was the computer in those days, we would have to take about 150 years to calculate the routes by hand.
Yes, exactly. And you see, that was the kind of technology they used, Werner von Braun
At
used
that time.
in Germany in the V-8 rockets they
That's
launched
correct.
against
That's
England. And so they did that. But now the even better thing is we are way quantum leaps ahead of that, where we have more power in our mobile phone than they had in the entire Apollo 11 rocket that took two men to the moon.
Which cost a lot of $1 million, right?
Yes, a whole lot.
And which is not compared to our cellular phone.
It's not as much as I make, but you're making a lot. But you're right. And the bottom line is it's getting better all the time. If we do the right thing, we're not sticking our heads in the sand going, oh, we're not aware of what's happening. The world is wonderful. No, we're acutely aware of the problems in the different areas. We read the newspapers. But we see that in the midst of that, also a realistic point of view is there's a tremendous amount of opportunity and good.
So to sum up, we would say that technology nowadays, it's a way in which we could sum up knowledge that could lead to a common goal.
Yes, I like that. You sum it up, and then once you got it, that's not the end. You get it together, now what do we do with it? Well, now you need the tools to analyze it and to clean it up to pull away those things that are extraneous and they're not as important. And then we come up with solutions that we couldn't have imagined before, with people working together. It's like they say in Japan, none of us is as smart as all of us.
Wow, that's beautiful.
And so we put all of our knowledge together, we can do so much more.
That's beautiful, Terry. Thank you very much for
Thank
being
you.
here.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias por estar aquí con nosotros. Thank you, Terry.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.